Hello, everyone, and hello, Miles.
What's up, Jason?
Today, we're at Republic of Pie, and it smells like a slice of heaven in here. It's all the eye-popping, mouth-watering pies.
And other good stuff.
Oh, yeah, and of course, the sweet smell of coffee, too. And while we're here to enjoy and rate their coffees, we can guarantee you we'll be putting our vote in on the pie, too. And with pie in the name, it has to be good, right?
I think so.
All right, well, good. Well, we're about to tell you, and our very special guest will weigh in as well.
We have a special guest.
We do, as we talk coffee, kids,
and pie
on another edition of Coffee Cafe.
Coffee Cafe! Coffee Cafe!
Welcome. We are two work-from-home dads who get together once a week to find the best coffee around. It's our meeting at the water cooler. A chance to have some great coffee and conversation.
And
yes,
to follow rules.
Oh, the rules.
Because rules are fun.
Yay, rules.
No national chains.
Right.
It's got to serve more than just drip coffee.
Yep.
It's got to be in the Burbank or surrounding areas, and we can only visit the coffee shop once per year on official business.
That's right.
Official business.
Official, only official. And we pick their best brew and decide if it's worthy, and we share what we discover with you. It's an inside look to coffee houses you've probably never heard of, and some you have, so you can go out and try the best in town. What to get, which to avoid. So, Miles, where are we today?
Jason, we are at the Republic of Pie. It is at 1111111.
Wait a second. Hold on.
No, it's 11118 Magnolia Boulevard. That's a lot of ones. There's 4 ones and an 8. You know, it's on Magnolia Boulevard near Lancashire.
Uh-huh.
That's if you're around there, you shouldn't be looking for address numbers anyway.
That's
just
true.
put it into MapQuest.
MapQuest?
All right, just put it.
Are you like 300 years old? MapQuest?
The hours are, it opens at 8 a.m. every day, it looks like, and it's open late. So I think people come from the restaurants nearby, and they'll have like a late night dessert, have some pie, have some coffee.
Yeah.
I've come here before late at night.
Oh, have you really?
Well, not late. I mean, 10, 11 p.m.?
Well, that's late.
Yeah, after dinner.
So, Miles, and before we start talking about this magnificent smelling, looking, and tasting place, that we have a special guest. Are you a little nervous, Miles?
I'm a little nervous.
Well, you should be a little nervous because
my mom's here.
your mom is here. She's taking notes, too. You should be careful.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Miles. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Anne. Anne, thanks for so much for being here. This is a moment of bliss for me because now I can ask her all these questions, and she'll be kind of forced to say the answer.
Yeah.
I won't be forced.
Oh, you won't be forced.
I should have thought of that before I agreed to this whole thing.
So this is a cool place. It's big, isn't it?
It's huge.
It's a really cool-looking place.
Well, it's kind of Banana Republic.
Banana Republic, yeah.
Got that exotic feel. I tell you, as someone with 3 little boys too, you walk in and you start identifying. First of all, you identify things that could mess up, but then you also look around. You're like, this is a place I could come with a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
because it's got this back room back here,
which is where we're sitting, which is fantastic. And they're main just here, and this is probably right up your alley. They have a love of baking, a passion for coffee, and a strong sense of community.
Do you know what they say about this place?
No.
That it's the third place.
It is.
Do you know what the third place is? You
No.
should, because you just went and asked.
Oh,
and
that's
then I
right.
looked it up on Wikipedia. And
Well,
we
I was just
found it.
playing along, Miles, but thanks a lot. Do you know what the third place is, Anne?
I do now.
Oh, okay. Tell everybody else what the third place is, Miles.
In community building, Jason, the third
Yes.
place is the social surroundings separate from the 2 usual social environments of home, which is the first place, and the workplace, which is the second place.
Yeah.
So third places would be cafes, clubs, public libraries, churches, and parks.
Oh, okay. So, all right, this is the third place. So,
That's right.
Well, welcome to the third place.
Yes. So Mom is here. We're here at the third place.
Yes.
She's
And
in town. She came just for this episode.
just for this episode.
Yeah,
Wow.
right? Yes.
Yes, I did.
She's such a good mom. She's playing right along. Yeah, and here, and just if you didn't know, they sell pie here, and lots of it. And it's if you look at their case when you walk in, that's what you're greeted with, pies and treats. And they all look unbelievably good. And we actually got a piece of the apple pie because we have to try it. I mean, this is a place about pie, so we're going to talk about that too. And when you come in, you also look to the left, which I've been here before and I never saw. You can actually see them making the treats here.
Yeah.
I mean, that by itself is a treat.
It's like a setup for a pizza restaurant, sort of, with the big window.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can
I
see in the
didn't think
back
about
in
that's
the
right.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, I think what impresses me is the size of the place because of the cost of real estate here. And I did not notice that. I was a little nervous about this whole event, so,
Yeah.
I was just kind of focused on what I was supposed to do.
that thing isn't hidden either, and I've never noticed it. It's
Yeah.
kind of right in your face.
It's
but
right
you
in your
just
face, but I've
ignore
walked
it.
in here and you completely ignore it. But it is pretty cool to see. And they also here, Miles. I think they have live musicians every night.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, that's what this says on their website.
Every night.
Every night, every single night, they have live musicians. They have some local art on display. They serve lunch. They have tea. But we're here for two things this time. We're here for the coffee and we're here for the pie.
And the pie.
Yes, the pie. So now we have 3 people to talk about. So let's get to this stuff, this coffee, yummy stuff. Miles, what did you get today?
I got the pour over, the Guatemalan pour over.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah?
I like it. Yeah, it's got some chocolate hints, and it's just the right strength, I think. And it's just what the doctor ordered this morning because it was a late night last night.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little wake up.
Uh-huh.
Pie plus coffee really is a nice little combo. In the
I
morning.
think it's the ultimate combo. What did you get, Anne?
I got a hot chai latte.
Ooh,
It's very, very rich.
Yeah.
If you hadn't had breakfast, you wouldn't need it.
really?
It might be a little sweet for pie.
Oh, all right, but it's still good.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
And I had the Papua New Guinea pour over.
What accent was that?
I don't have any clue. But I had the Papua New Guinea pour over, and it's very good. My first impression was I've never had it before. I've always wanted to try it, and it's delicious. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it with this apple pie. We had to try a slice of the apple pie. I mean, come on, we're here. This is the Republic of Pie.
Yeah.
You've got to try it, and they give you a big old slice of pie, and it comes with some caramel poured under.
It's on a bed of
Yeah,
caramel.
and it looks delicious, and it tastes pretty good too. But before we get into all the specific details of rating the coffees and the pie, Miles, you have your mom here,
My mom's here.
and this is great because when the grandparents come to town, things change, the world changes. So how lucky you are to have your grandma.
Oh,
here
it's
in town.
fantastic.
Yeah.
They love hanging out with my mom. And we say that she's their attorney.
Really?
Yeah.
Their attorney?
Kind of the dynamic
I-
at the house because all of a sudden they have a protector.
Ah,
Someone who will speak for them, explain what they really meant. If I'm interrogating them about something that they did,
yeah.
she'll walk into the room like we're in some cop movie. Stop talking right now. Have you told him anything? How dare you question my client without the attorney present?
Wow.
Or if I ask them a question,
Yeah.
and they answer, what my client meant to say was, they spilled it. They were just walking by. They'd been working hard all day.
Now, come on, Anne. Really?
I'm known as their chief defense counsel.
Yeah.
Boy, they're lucky kids. I mean, come on. How did you become the defense attorney? Is that part of the requirement of being a grandparent?
Well, I just see things, the bigger picture.
Oh, all right. The bigger picture. Please tell me about the bigger picture.
Oh, well, when you're with it day in and day out, 365 days a year,
Yeah.
every little things, mount up and they get to be big things.
Uh-huh.
But when you fly in and out, little things are still little things.
Ah, so what she's saying, Miles, is you make the little things big things.
Well, I try not to. But sometimes a lot of little things put together
Yes.
day after day after day add into
a big
one
thing.
big thing.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
now wait a second here, though.
However, my client would just like to make clear.
But you were a mom
Right.
once. You know the deal.
Yeah.
She
So-
still is, actually.
Really? Is she? Well, but not a day-to-day mom. She's, of course, a mom still, always. Yeah, the daily routine mom. But so, I mean, don't you take that into consideration as you're defending your clients?
Attorneys will battle for.
No,
I'm
no.
just kidding.
No?
I'm sorry.
No.
No. The answer is no.
Who am I representing?
I see. You're not paying her enough is the problem. Well, it's true. I mean, for me, when my in-laws come, all the rules go out the window, and they are the defense attorneys of the kids, or the boy in my case, and the rules that we had, gone out the window. I mean, why? How is it that you get away with that?
Well, I have to tell you,
Yeah.
in my own defense,
Uh-huh,
while
please.
I'm here, we're also having Nana's Manor School.
Whoa,
It's working very well.
this is
It is,
fantastic.
yeah.
As a
Everyone's
matter of
keeping their
fact,
clothes on for all of dinner.
really.
Yeah, first night ever.
This is great because it's funny that you say that. My boy is gone. Grammy came into town, was here for a week, took the boy, and she's meeting the other 2 grandkids, and she is having a Grammy camp. And she also is going to do a manners school. So this is fantastic, Miles.
Sounds like you guys could have your own
Yeah,
podcast.
I think this is fantastic. So what is Nana Manners School all about? How is this going?
Mostly table manners.
Ah, okay. This is
Yeah.
good. I should bring her over when she's in town next time because I have a problem with that, which we talked about once.
No, but what's really fun is for me, it's a game. For their parents, it's rebellion.
Ah.
But for me, it's become a game, and they enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the oldest one will tell the younger ones when their manners are not quite correct.
Really? Well, so you have some backup.
I do.
She's deputized. Number one. Number one.
Well,
Number one, look at number three. What's he doing? Let's write a report.
and are they? Do they actually take it in because it's coming
Yes.
from Grammy and not from the parents, right?
Well, we'll see after we leave whether they did or not. But while I'm here, yes.
While you're here, they're
Yes.
actually falling through.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They love having the change up, you know.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'll just wait until their attorney leaves town before I really start riding them. I'm just keeping track of all the stuff that they did that I can ride them for.
Yeah, I can imagine you will. And then the other grandparent effect that I find is that there are always two sides to this. Now, this is interesting because she is the defense attorney. What about your dad? Where does he stand? Because in my world, there's always one grandparent that is the rule enforcer and the other one that is the rule breaker. How is that in your neck of the woods?
I think it's pretty unified. I mean, my mom does most of the defense counsel work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dad doesn't stick up for them as an attorney quite as much, but he's also getting in trouble himself.
Oh,
I was going to say,
Yes, please say. Tell us.
Actually, you know what it is.
What
It's
is it?
probably
Yeah.
my dad might do something and we blame it on our kids. And it turns out it might be my dad.
yeah.
And so my mom comes to the counsel of the kids in a legal manner.
Yeah.
And then can quickly find who the true culprit was. It was probably your father. My client's admitting to nothing. It's possible it was your father. We can't prove anything beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's right. Yeah, sure.
You know, so it's like it's a possible alibi for trouble that happens. I
But
think.
now, Jason, in
Yeah.
your family,
Yeah.
you must have the family look.
The family look? What is that? What is
The family look is you don't have to say anything.
Oh.
They just quiet down.
Uh-huh.
They know they're in trouble.
Oh.
Well, that kind of goes between me and the grandfather when we're with the kids.
Really?
He riles them up.
Do
He
they
riles them up. When when you're
Ah.
trying to put them down at night.
Yeah.
And somebody comes along and gets them running and joking and screaming and yelling and tickling.
That's your dad, right?
That's my dad. Yeah.
And then, of course, that's what we do as dads.
Right.
We do all the fun stuff, and then you guys clean up the mess, right?
I've cleaned a lot of messes in my time too. I think I've
No, I'm
mentioned
just
it
kidding.
on this podcast.
Yes, no, I've heard it.
My mom says to mention it less.
What, oh, really?
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about that here. No talking about that stuff.
No?
Not with mom on the podcast.
The next grandparent effect, and it's my last one that I've written down here, which is the teaching the new tricks. That it's a surprise to you when we leave with Grammy. We come back and the boy is doing something we never seen him do before, and it sticks. Is that something that you're trained to do as a grandparent? This is great because all the questions I've always
Prep
wondered that I have
school,
not been
yeah.
able to ask my.
I mean, like, how many times do we say, do not tell your parents?
Yes.
Oh,
You're on the record, counsel.
Yes, you are on the record.
no, I would never do anything in opposition to what their parents.
Really? Really? Boy, she is a good attorney.
Let the record state I would never do anything in opposition to the parents.
So then the grandparents leave, and then you have to deal, or I have to deal with the aftermath, even though she'll deny it.
Well, if that's the only downside to this whole
Well,
thing.
I don't know. I'm sitting here eagerly waiting to hear what the downside is.
I can't think of
There
anything
is
over
no-
here.
There's no downside at all. Nuh-uh. It's all good when grandparents come to town.
I know my legal rights too. I represent myself, and I'm not going to say anything. I plead the Fifth Amendment.
That's right. Well, so let's get down to the nitty gritty, and I'm so thankful that you're here because let's talk about Miles as a kid.
I like where this is going.
This is great. You should see the face on Miles right now. Say his eyes are saying, "What are you doing, Jason? Why are you doing this?" But I don't care. No.
I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee over here.
So you must be awfully proud of your son.
Extremely proud.
And now that he's on a podcast, that must have taken it over the top, right?
It did. I've told everyone I know.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm at the top of the game now. I'm on a podcast.
Well, what I told them was I didn't even know about it till episode 18.
Oh, see, here's the...
You.
You see what's going on here. I caught it in a hurry.
Good work, Jason.
No,
Let me
Jason,
talk to my attorney.
No, I have to tell you.
You did not know about it before.
No. I am so grateful for the podcast because I find out what's happening with my
Oh,
grandchildren.
there's a guilt number 2. That's
Hey,
2.
I have to give her. I have to give people a reason to listen for some reason.
But
If I disclose too much on the telephone, then she won't tune in. To the
that's true.
podcast.
It's a good point.
And then the ratings down the
Get
tube,
down the tube.
and our endorsements go away.
How was he when he was
No.
growing up? Was he outgoing?
Watch your step,
I know.
attorney, counsel.
Was he an angel?
Don't
really?
fall into this trap.
Don't fall into this trap. Well, he does have siblings, so it's all relative.
Oh, I see. And here's the question of the day. From the siblings, how was Miles? Comparatively
well, they
speaking.
say
Yes.
that I just don't know what he did,
Oh.
and that I didn't know enough
Folks,
to
if
pay
you could
attention.
see Miles' face right now, this is awesome. This is the best ever. You didn't pay.
Who said that? I want to know.
Oh, here we go. She's
And
an
what
attorney.
did
Be
they
careful.
say
She knows how to defend
exactly?
herself.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to disclose anything. I'll get it out later during the waterboarding session.
They said that I was naive with
Yeah.
my oldest.
Oh.
And I didn't realize what was going on.
I
And
see.
that by the time they came along, I was paying more attention.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And
it was
so-
probably a combo of that, and they were worse.
It depends on who you talk to.
We both do statistics, Mom, so we can't actually prove which
boy.
one of that.
It's mostly anecdotal.
Okay, well, there you have it. Case closed. Oh, this has been fun, and I can't tell you
yeah.
how much I'm enjoying this
Jason
moment.
just laid a big trap. This is great.
And you're lucky, Miles, to have your mom on this podcast where this is now permanently out there, right? And you can.
I feel so fortunate.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very fortunate, and I can't tell you how happy it makes me to ask you those questions and get answers. but for
Find
me,
a family member on your side.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you will.
Hold on, Jason. I got to bring up one more thing.
Oh, please.
Do you know
good.
what my name? Do you know what my name almost was?
Oh, this is good. No, I didn't know what your name was.
Well,
before you tell me, you know what my name almost was? And it was actually on the birth certificate?
No.
George. I would have been a George.
George.
Right.
George, because I'm Spanish. I'm Cuban. Jorge would be in Spanish. But so it's interesting that you had.
So why'd they go George to Jason?
My mom had a crush on this actor, and his name was Jason, and she named me after some actor.
You don't know which actor it was?
I don't know. I know.
Oh, we got to find this. An actor
Yeah.
from
From,
the late 50s.
No, get out of town. Anyways, you were saying.
Well, my name was always going to be, it was going to be Miles, and then I was late, right? And so my
You were a
mom-
week late, working on a week late.
And you went to go see Studs Terkel.
Studs Terkel. Do you know who Studs Terkel
No,
is?
I don't
He's
know.
was a wonderful storyteller, broadcaster
Oh,
on BBC Canada or Canada Public Radio.
okay.
And I used to listen to him all the time. We didn't have a TV. We listened to, it was days before TV, and not really. Just kidding.
I knew it. Go ahead.
No, we didn't have a TV,
Right.
and he's an incredible. You should listen to some of his stuff. But he was also big on unions, big on working people. He's written books.
Oh, okay.
And so I was 6-7 days late, and he was in town where I was living, and I went to listen to him speak. And I thought, if I have this baby today, I will name this baby Studs, because that's his name.
Oh,
Thank goodness.
If only I could have been born that day.
So
my name would be Studs.
Studs.
How much different do you think my life would be?
I think it would be completely different if your
you?
name, if the first part of your name was a stud.
I mean, I'm already at the top of the entertainment industry. How much different could it be?
So I think, Studs, it's about time for us to wrap this up because we're still here at Republic of Pie, and we've reached the time in the show where we rate our coffees from 1 to 10, 10 being the best. And today we're also rating pie, so we need a little time for that. Miles, what did you have, and what do you think?
I had the Guatemalan pour over. I thought it was great. You know, it was balanced. It had some notes of like chocolate, I think, and it was a nice balanced cup of coffee. I would have to give it a little bit extra, rating because I was up late last night, and those mornings where you just needed a little bit more, and it just really delivers for you. Yeah. So I'd say 8, but I'll give it like an extra half point because
because of the extra
it was
kick.
it was just strongly needed this morning.
All right, so an 8.5. And then Anne, what coffee did you have?
I had a chai latte.
Yeah.
And it's very good, very rich. I would 7.
A 7. All right. So now, is it too sweet? Is it too?
It's very sweet, and it doesn't have the spices I'm used to. The ginger.
I see.
It's not as spicy.
Mhm.
It's more sweet than spicy. Plus, my daughter-in-law makes a wonderful chai. It's hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Points.
Points.
And then I had the Papua New Guinea pour over, and it's quite good.
Are you trying to say Papua New Guinea with a Cuban accent?
Yeah,
Or
it's just
you
something
say-
that it happens because
you say Americano,
but-
Papua New Guinea.
it's
I
just-
noticed that Americano.
It's just I can't help myself.
It's not a Spanish word.
I
though.
know. I can't help myself.
I
because-
think it's great, Jason.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you go right
See,
ahead.
my
I need
defense
some-
attorney.
I have no. I'm just
Sticking-
grasping for straws now because I have nothing.
Yeah, so no,
Go ahead.
it's very good. It's smooth. There are lots of flavors in here, of which one of them is a flowery, chocolatey. I think it's just a nice balance of flavors. I actually liked yours a little bit better. But as far as a pour over for me, I'm going to give this a 9 because it's strong but not bitter. It's smooth and full of flavor. So yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. Now let's get to the important part: pie. we got a big slice of apple pie, so we'll go right through it. For me, I'm going to give this pie on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it, comparatively speaking. Now, obviously, you guys have your certain pies, and everybody has their homemade pie and stuff. So I'm going to compare it to that. Compared to my homemade pie, I'm going to give this about a 7.5.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll say, our family has a deep history with apple pie.
Uh-huh.
My grandmother had a perfect 10 recipe and technique.
Right.
She passed it along to my sister.
Yeah.
So we eat some pretty nice pie.
I can't
on
wait
a
to
pretty
try it.
regular basis. Yeah. So it's almost unfair to this place to come in
Whoa, unfair.
with those standards,
Uh-huh.
but that's the benchmark,
All right, sure.
So I mean, this pie is just fine. I would say if I'm gonna nitpick, the crust isn't super flaky. It's on caramel. Caramel's kind of cheating. So it's 7.5
All right,
is
so it's
probably fine.
All right.
It's not bad, but it's also we've seen the light. So
Now we're going to Nana here. So tell us what your thoughts of the apple pie.
First, I want to say they give a very generous portion.
Oh man, it's huge.
Very
Yeah.
generous. I agree with Miles.
All right.
I don't think the apples taste fresh,
Oh.
even though I'm sure they are.
Okay, sure, yeah.
But I think Grandma never needed to put her apple pie on caramel sauce.
Okay, there you go.
7.
All right, a 7. But that's a good
yeah,
score.
it's solid.
That's a solid pie.
We'll eat it on a Thursday morning, right?
I would eat it any morning.
Yeah, that's right.
Which happens to be Thursday, and we're eating it right now.
So there you go. Here's the recap of the scores. So Miles gave his drink an 8.5. I gave mine a 9, and Anne gave her a chai latte, a 7, and of course, pretty much 7.5 all the way around for the pie, 7.5 for the pie. So all very good scores. This is a great place to come to. It's as Anne described, it's huge, and it's very comfortable, cozy. Lots of places to spread out and bring kids. I think this is probably one of the most family-friendly places because you can bring your kids to this back room and nobody will ever know.
As we have.
As we have. And overall, this is just a great spot in North Hollywood. If you're in this area, you'll be happy that you stopped by and had a piece of pie with some coffee. And
Can we rate it for like
Ambiance.
ambiance?
sure, you want to throw in something for ambiance?
I would say 8.5.
All right, an 8.5 for ambiance.
A new rating scale.
Well, and it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Come again soon. We'll have more questions to ask about Miles, and they can
We had
squirm
to
a little
screen
bit.
them next time.
And that's all we have to say about Republic of Pie in North Hollywood. We hope you enjoyed our coffee podcast, and if you did, please subscribe and share it with your friends too. And if you have any questions or even an idea for the show, let us know. You can hit us up on Facebook and Instagram as Coffee Cafe Podcast or Twitter as Coffee Cafe Dads. Thanks again for listening, and remember, we're here to hunt for the best coffee around, so you don't have to. Until next week, enjoy the brew. Bye, Ann.
Goodbye, Jason.
See you, Miles.
Later, Jason.